Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Control using the RTX and DLSS. I've actually been beating a lot of games recently. I don't know. I mean, it takes months and months and months for me to do it, but it's finally kind of all paying off, and I'm finally starting to see the end of some of these games which I've had for, years now. Oh, okay. Don't go there. Fine, fine, fine. Oh, should probably refill on my health.
It's fried up. You need to fix it before the old twig pants inside the plant has a shit fit.
Okay, lift the lockdown, of course. Next game is Wednesday at 8, usual spot. Hazard owes me $20. Erish, still on a fucking winning streak. Someone please figure out how he's cheating. Thompson suspended for a game because of that shady dealing incident. Guy, I owe you $60. I brought beers last time, so it's Hepstenstall's turn. Rimus. Yeah, okay, sure. That was worth taking up space on the hard drive for that juicy bit of information.
forces contain a lockdown will only be lifted by a directorial override.
This is what we came here to do.
Yeah, probably.
So much is expected from the director. The responsibility, the privilege to steer the Bureau into dangerous waters and safely out again. To inspire and lead its people, to protect them. The board is there to advise you, but they want things in return. You hold all this in your old, trembling hands. I had to lose everything before I could see the Bureau is the director's life. There's no room for anything else. If the forces contained here escaped, we'd be dragged back into an age of superstition, terror, death.
Oh, I mean, like now.
I think we ever really left that behind. Any emergency, any major containment breach, and the lockdown goes into effect. I implemented this security measure in my first years as director. I knew we were vulnerable. I'd personally seen the cost of sloppiness. I made sure the internal lockdown could only be lifted by a directorial override, only to be used when the director is confident the sectors are safe to be opened again. This way, the director is the last line of defense. And if I screw up, it's on me, and me alone.
Okay.
That's it. The other sector should be open now. I think it's time I told Emily why I'm here. I'll risk it. You two should get to know each other.
Let's see. Any other goodies? Oh, just something just floating in the air. Yeah, why not? Nothing else makes sense in the game. Why should physics or object permanence? I wish Jesse's ass were just a little fatter. Just a personal preference. Really? He's not going to give me anything else here? Unless you review by Captain Lopez. These days, most Young adult novels intertwine the coming-of-age story with either a contrived dystopian setting or a tragic romance. Unless manages to do both. In the story, the protagonist and her love interest search for a cure to a virus called the Fix, which is simultaneously killing her and spreading it across the world. To find the cure, they go on expeditions into dangerous, uncharted territories. The people all live in walled cities now because of the dystopian future. And along the way, they just have to fall in love. Well, of course they have to. Why not? Yeah, I liked how we never got to know if the fix was ever actually fixed. The ending was bold, especially for YA. The main character succumbs to the fix when she's so close to the cure and commands her love interest to go on and save the world. She knows this is the end for her, but that the job can still get done. She dies out in the unknown, alone, surrounded by danger, and never loses sight of the goal. That's a good soldier's death. I give this book a 3 out of 5. I feel most of the teenage angst is a little lost on me, but I recommend it to my brother's kids. Alright, I guess they just were finding like every bit and piece of something that somebody wrote in this game to stick it in here. Oh, we gotta use this somewhere. Oh, I just put it in control. Yeah, I guess I should get paid for this. Genius idea, which I've never finished. Oh, it's a full-on load. Oh, I thought it would just have an elevator animation sequence.
Hope has asked us to document the hiss incantation, she calls it.
I almost think there's just like too much light and bloom. I mean, this is not really a very pleasant look. Everything is you know, so highly contrasted. It's like all the details lost because they're so busy showing you how bright something can be. It's like, yeah, guys, I totally would have fired this lighting director.
Lifted the internal lockdown. Let's talk, Emily. Yes, of course.
I mean, if somebody said, I'm going to make your music video look like this, yeah, that guy would never work for me again. I mean, it's just not pleasant looking. Analysis of Hiss Threat, Part 1, Confidential. Initial encounters with the entity known as the Hiss have revealed various behavioral facts. Most notably, the Hiss is able to invade or corrupt control points, altered items, and even humans, radically changing their behavior. Curiously, any person wearing one of the wearable HRA devices that Dr. Darling has been distributing over the past weeks was not affected by this corruption. The only known exception for this fact is the new director, Jessie Faden, who possesses an inherent immunity to the Hiss. This could indicate that she has already been corrupted, but her behavior is so in contrast to that of the other Hiss that I have dismissed the theory. My final observation comes from Miss Faden herself. She is able to cleanse material and organisms of the Hiss corruption. We tested this ability on a Hiss-corrupted entity, but unfortunately the process seems to kill the host. Perhaps the host's physiology becomes reliant on the Hiss. More work needs to be done. Refer to file asshole for full report.
Listen, Emily. Screw it. Just tell her. I haven't been completely honest. I have a younger brother, Dylan. When we were kids, we found an old slide projector in Ordinary's landfill. The slides created doorways to other places. Bad things happened. Came through. That's all she gets. The rest stays locked inside. But we found help. Through one of the doorways, we met something. A being.
A being? What kind of being?
It's hard to describe, but she helped us. We managed to turn the projector off. The bad things that came through the doorways were gone. After that, your people came. Tried to grab us. I ran away. They got Dylan. I left him behind.
Bureau agents took your brother?
Yes. You covered it up. No one believed me. I just want to find Dylan. I've been looking for him ever since.
What happened to the slide projector? It sounds like another object of power.
I thought you took it. The Bureau. Along with Dylan.
I've never heard of it. But around here, I assume everything's classified. You know, I looked into the ordinary AWE case files after you mentioned it. Trench and Darling were both involved. A large area of the containment sector was reserved for it. The case hasn't been active for a long time. I have no idea if anything's still there. Can you tell me more about this being you found?
Let's hope you two get along. She's been with me ever since Ordinary. In my head. She led me to you. I call her Polaris.
Because that's her name.
A guiding star. Did Polaris know about the hiss? If she got you in here in spite of the lockdown, she's very powerful. Which may help explain your test results. Your readings are incredible, Jesse. Now, cross-referencing them with the database, I found 2 matches in Darling's old classified files. Unfortunately, I can't access them beyond the file codes. But one was P6, referring to a prime candidate for a potential future bureau director. This was logged years ago.
Dylan. Is that Dylan?
The other match is on something called Hedron, which must be connected to these Hedron resonance amplifiers somehow. All I know is that Marshall went to the research sector to secure the HRA production after the hiss first attacked.
So, Marshall seems like our best lead on Dylan. I need to go after her. How can I get to the research sector?
Use my key card. The sector elevator will take you there.
I mean, you had this thing the whole time? Oh, jeez.
Marshall is the next step. What Emily told me about Ordinary, my powers being connected to things in the Bureau's past. I am so close to something. Do you feel it? Something's coming.
We take turns to come for a visit. I helped you. You owe me now. And when time comes, I will come calling.
I heard the hiss attack the power plant. Brings up a lot of new questions.
Oh, what did I activate? Is it something I don't want to do? Probably. Oh, that's like the whole rest of the game, honestly. This game really baffles me. I'm just not sure how it got so highly praised, because it's really not great. he wasn't losing any health. What the hell? Doesn't want me to do more upgrades? I really don't know. This is one of those games where I don't feel compelled to do any optional missions. Everything's such a pain in the ass, you know? Okay, Pope informs Jesse that Marshall went to the research sector to create more HRAs. Research sector. Sure, right, okay. Where the hell's that? Okay, it's not going to tell me where it is. Parapsychology, okay.
Somebody thought this video would make for great internal communications. I'm looking at you, Mr. Tomasi. So, this is where the magic happens. Anyway, I've been here for 24 years now. I've always been here. And through those years, we've made astonishing discoveries, authored studies of grave importance, and in all this work, there is one thing we know, and that's how little we truly know. Rest assured, we're committed to keep pushing the known laws and borders of reality, and to make the Bureau proud. So, welcome. Assuming you have the necessary clearance, and do follow the safety protocols. Read the manual. Otherwise, bad things will happen.
Research sector, huh? Home of the Bureau's mad scientists.
Oh, you're launching your cells at me now? Farting in the air? I guess I would do it if I could get away with it. Oh. Yes, of course, they can dodge everything that you have. You can dodge nothing of theirs. flying assholes are there? Oh. My throwing object didn't actually throw anything. Sweet. Nice to know that I can't rely on those things which I need to rely on. Good gameplay, guys. Excellent. How you suckered so many reviewers to give this thing high marks, I don't know. I really don't. I guess you had to call in a lot of favors. It's the only thing I can think of. Is not really very good. And you know, I'd say the plot is would be interesting if there was a discernible plot, something that was actually somebody attempted to make sense with. But no, the whole thing's just sort of thrown together, you know. It's like somebody had a homework assignment, you know, at the last minute, and this is what they ended up with, you know. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, well, I didn't really mean to do that. Ugh, everything takes so many hits, even with a headshot. I think what hurts the game too is that the battles feel samey. I mean, you fight like a lot of people, but they all seem to be the same battle, you know? Okay, can't go there yet. I mean, in general, like there's some good ideas in here. It's just it just couldn't be thrown, put together in something that was fun. I think Remedies really struggle with that. It's like, yeah, they got some good ideas. They have a pretty good engine. But a lot of times it's just really not fun. I mean, the game just kind of sits there. Utilization of paranatural elements. Thresholds. Summary. Thresholds have always been sources of great inspiration and great challenge. When a new threshold manifests in the oldest house by assholes, we never know what new discoveries it will provide the Bureau. But we must always seize these opportunities. This report will examine the process of distinguishing recent threshold effects based on their utilitarian possibilities. The query brought Blackrock one of our most invaluable discoveries, but if the mold has any scientific value, it has been difficult to find due to the lengths we must go into in fighting back the particularly prolific plant. These are very distinct cases and worth comparing, as their study offers vastly different dangers and rewards. Refer to file 594-1284 for full report. Again, it's like it's such a useless piece of writing. It's like it adds nothing to the game for me to read that or collect that. Hey, you okay? I'll say for the RTX, I mean, the thing that I really recognize the most, that stands out the most, is the real-time reflections when they enable them. And again, I don't know if that's something that people actually really care about. I'm sure some people do, but I don't think most of us really care if a reflection is real-time and properly affecting the environment. If it's faked to where it's reasonable, then most of us don't really care, I don't think. Let's see, auditory experience 84.c, Poets of the Fall, My Dark Disquiet. Answer questions within 2 minutes of listening. Did the song elicit any particular memories? If so, elaborate. Did you at any point feel a strong emotion? If so, what emotion? Did a clear image of a weapon appear at your mind during the song? If so, elaborate. Provide a detailed description of your current surroundings as you see them. Have you ever heard the murmur of voices when no one is present? If so, what did they say? Do you hear them now? Please choose one from each of the following pairs. 1 or 2, A or B. They are not apple or orange. Burn out or fade away. Yeah, nothing. Adds nothing. It just exists as something to collect. Who cares? Who cares? God, I'd love a room like this. It'd be awesome to have. Anything else? No? It's just so hard for me to get behind this game. Like, I really want to like it. Man, it just feels dull. There's never a point in this game where I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome, kicking ass, really enjoying the fights and the AI. I just feel nothing for this game. I just want to get to the end of it so I can delete it, honestly. That's my only motivation to play it. Oh. Somebody fighting me again? Okay, sure, why not? If we're not gonna have fun, we might as well have others join me. We can all experience these mediocre times together. Hi, Carla. Does it strike you odd that Darling insists on having us appear in those bizarre videos of his? I mean, we just stand there. He doesn't even let us have any lines or anything. Don't get me wrong, beats a day in the lab. Plus, it's always great to work with you. Oh yeah, I finished the comparative analysis of the 2 black rock samples you sent. The prism, or whatever you call it. I filed them in the usual place, under C for Carla. A handy mnemonic device, right? Anyway, let me know if there's anything you want to discuss about the data. Oh, I'll gladly explain, especially with my pants down below my ankles. Maybe we could chat about it over some drinks, or dinner even. I can't remember the last time I had a good steak, or had my balls drained. Maybe we could go together after work sometime? I'm free tomorrow. All the very best, Hubert. No, you're totally not creepy, Hubert. Oh, what? Is there still somebody here? Yeah, go screw yourself. Where does it go? Parapsychology? Wasn't that that? That wasn't that? No? Oh, no, it wasn't. Wait, is that parapsychology? Oh, I can't get through there. Oh, I had to trigger the fight. Yeah, sure. Why that didn't just happen without me walking out and coming back? Okay. I get you, game. Oh, what the heck? Get out of here. Have I still not fought enough things? Are there more things to fight? Why don't you spawn properly things that I need to fight? Yeah, parapsychology. This is supposed to be it. Why are you not doing the thing? Huh, do the thing that lets me in. Hey, so I was just wondering about the plants in research. Is it really necessary to sing to them? I mean, the janitor does have a nice voice, and the plants sure seem to like it. Maybe he could just switch it up a bit? I'm getting pretty tired of the tango. And where did these plants come from? No one seems to remember when they were planted, and people like them a bit too much if you ask me. Are we being invaded by houseplants? Worth looking into. Dr. Lewis. Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, thanks. Another useless piece of text. Synchronicity and the unseen connections. Synchronicity is a phenomenon long recognized by the wise, but only recently given a name by science. It is how we rationalize events connected by no identifiable causality, yet clearly conjoined in purpose. How does a dream foretell an event in the physical plane? Why do hounds bail at the death of their master, which has occurred miles away? The world is unified in ways we do not yet understand, and sometimes we stumble across these invisible, unseen chords and wonder at the result. The visionary Carl Jung laid the road. Now we must walk it. My fledgling research department will make it our mission to reliably reproduce assholes' behavior by the close of 1959. Once done, the mechanics of synchronicity will lay themselves bare in due time. We are striding into the future of science. History may not remember our names, but God himself will. Refer to the file asshole for a full report. Yeah, I'm sure. Whatever game. Something broken with the way the game spawns enemies. I mean, I had to walk all the way over here just to even get the right enemies to spawn. It seems like that's not a thing that should happen. Oh, well, is there another one? Of course there is. Why wouldn't there be? Oh, I don't need to go to dimensional research, do I? Okay. Whoa, you are annoying. Damn. many times must I shoot things? Well, where'd they all go? And you know, this game's been out for a while. I would have thought they would have squashed this spawning bug. Unless they intentionally wanted you to run back and forth up and down all these floors, and they thought that was like a good gameplay mechanic. Maybe? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Okay, why isn't it opening? How many other enemies do I need to spawn? Oh, that seems like a bottomless pit. Probably not, probably don't want to go there. Yeah, I can't even. Do I need to go to dimensional research? Yeah, he ain't let me in. Even though that's my next objective. annoying fucking enemies. Okay, now is it done? Nope. Seriously? Okay, now are you gonna do it? Nope, not doing shit. How many of those things you have? Jesus, man. What? Now there's some other guy on the top of it? Oh, what the hell? You again? Nah, gotta get rid of these guys. Tick death me to death. What? The other guy's here too? How the hell did you get here? Okay. Any more bullshit enemies coming out of nowhere? How long does this fight have to go on before you let me progress this level? Still no? Still no. Alright. Some other enemy somewhere I must fight. Utilization of paranatural elements. Resonance. Resonance. It's there, but we can't see it. It vibrates around us, through us, from us. But what if the vibration is conscious? What could a force like that do? Assholes opened the door to an asshole. I've called asshole. The asshole emits a force that is far beyond the forces we previously dealt with. It has shown me so much that I have to wonder. Is resonance the key element in all altered phenomena? AWEs, altered items, objects of power, do they share a common asshole that we've yet to discover? We can harmonize control points. What else would the correct frequency allow us to achieve? What if resonance has been the answer this whole time? Refer to the file asshole for full report.
Questions recently regarding HRS.
Dear Dr. Darling, I suspect my colleague Dr. Harrington has already contacted you, asking for an increase in her department's budget. I'm not surprised. Parapsychology has always been the squeaky wheel, all fuss but no results. Parakinesiology has always been the stronger department. More breakthroughs, more tangible data, more usable research. I'm sure a man of your esteem can plainly see which department is more deserving of the budget increase. Just think of what additional resources could do for an already formidable research team. Anyway, I know you're a fan of a single malt, so I left a bottle of well-aged brown on your desk. Yours in admiration, Dr. Abraham Lewis. The astral plane and objects of power. The Bureau has spent years studying why objects of power transport users into the astral plane when touched. My predecessor, Dr. Ash, theorized that a potential receptacle determined by Jungian archetypes of the collective subconscious would be inhabited by paranatural energies when an AWE occurred in its vicinity, creating an altered item. Over time, a link was created by the assholes and the astral plane to that item, making it an object of power. So many additional theories have been raised since Dr. Ash's time. Objects of power were placed on Earth as tests by some astral entity. Our dimension was once part of the astral plane, with the objects that were left behind as its borders receded. The astral plane was an early threshold into the oldest house, but our connection was severed, and now the two are linked solely through the objects of power. I will attempt to disprove some of these in order to thin the herd. Hopefully the truth will emerge. Refer to file 632-6498 for full report. Yeah, okay, thank you for not adding anything, but I'm glad I have that now to increase my percentage, so I can tell all my friends that I beat this game that nobody cares about. Dr. Darling is insistent that certain objects of power share a direct connection to the asshole, an entity or group of entities that we have little information on, or little that I am allowed to access. In his written reports, he states that there is a clear link between these objects of power, the asshole, the astral plane, and the oldest house itself. His work supposes that these links are innate, a fact ingrained to the very asshole of the objects, such as the hotline or the service weapon. But what if these particular objects were never linked to the asshole, but had that connection forced upon them? Isn't it strange that no other object of power requires such direct contact with the asshole? Isn't it strange that using the service weapon or the hotline will result in grievous harm or even death if the user is not the director or at least worthy of the role? Why do we assume this involvement by the asshole is an actual fact and not something more assholish? Refer to the file 623-9382 for a full report.
Despite what you may have heard, HRAs are not monitoring devices. We're not tracking your movements. We're listening to your conversations while you're wearing them. We do that regardless whether or not you're wearing an HRA. Think of them as a life preserver. Only instead of water, the thing HRAs protect you from is classified. One day that classified, not water, might pour in, and you'll be glad you got an HRA keeping you afloat. And if you don't have an HRA, don't worry. It'll be quick and painless. Kidding. I'm kidding. We're making more.
Okay, now that the whole place is destroyed, is it finally going to let me progress in my mission? Nope. I'd really appreciate it if you spawned my next mission. It'd be awful nice if you did that. I swear it's just infinite enemies. What's the other one? Dimensional research? You gonna clear up? No? You stupid fucking game. Oh look, it's just spawning the same shit over and over and over again. Wonderful. I don't even care. That's what this game does. It inspires me not to care. Just one dull moment after another. You know, on a very nice looking engine, but that's it. A nice oversaturated, you know, poorly lit engine.
The hiss attack the power plant brings up a lot of new questions. Are they communicating? Coordinating? What about the...
Launch 2. Launch grenades and rockets back at the enemy? Yeah, why not?
Plant attracted them.
The power plant is larger.
Alright, why don't we stop it there? I don't know. Is there even any point in playing this anymore? This is Audap. You've been watching Control on PC with RTX and DLSS enabled. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.